every year right now during the transfer portal era, it is interesting to see how much teams can change from one year to the next, meaning how much can you rehab your roster. Southern Miss last year, 327th in offensive efficiency. They just weren't very good offensively. Tonight, you wouldn't believe it to look at this bunch because, Casey, they have been very efficient offensively, and they lead Carolina now by 11 with 3:49 left.
And they've been good on defense. We're 0, no field goals in the last 3:33. And not only did you get rid of the whole team pretty much, he got rid of all of his assistant coaches and brought in an entirely different philosophy to the Golden Eagles.
Southern Miss 48% from the field. They have not been red hot from three, but they've hit enough to keep you honest. 5 of 17, only 8 turnovers in the game, and they've outscored Carolina in terms of bench points, 25-14. They've outscored them in the paint, 24-10. Fast break points, 14-2. After a very, very hot start for the Gamecocks, it has been all Golden Eagles. Here's a three from Meechie Johnson out of the timeout. That goes. Carolina needed that in the worst way. A dozen threes for the Gamecocks. And they need some stops now. Still trailing it 65-57. Carolina will start to show a little, like maybe a 1-3-1 with Sharavjamts on top. Golden Eagles spot a shooter on the far side. It's Patino, and he misses the long three, and the Gamecocks grab the rebound. Meechie brings it ahead. Pulls it up at the three-point arc. Sends it on to Stute. Left side, Eli. Ellis will drive into the paint. His runner off the glass is good. He slashed across the lane. Gamecocks score 5 in a row out of the timeout. Jay Ladner is not going to let this crowd get back into it. Southern Miss coach will call a timeout here with 2:58 remaining as the lead for Southern Miss is sliced from 11 to 6.
Well, we needed what we just got from Meechie and from Ellis. And the crowd is back in the game now. Plenty of time left, 2:58, down 6. We still need to get some stops and to put the ball in the hole.
Johnson with 19, Ellis with 16 to lead Carolina. And as the Gamecocks used that, what looked like a 1-3-1 zone on that last possession, you got to figure they'll stay in it. But I'm also thinking Jay Ladner probably right now is using that grease board in the huddle to show his team what he wants to see offensively if they do stay in the 1-3-1. Had to change something up. Southern Miss was scoring too easily against the man-to-man. Gamecocks with a Simeon and Ellis on the floor. They go with Stute, Johnson, and Sharavjamts. They're going to pick up with some full court pressure. Tavares is back in for Southern Miss. He and Weeks and Hart, the 3 big scorers in this game. Kurt Lewis and the 7-footer Eze join them on the court as Hart brings it up the near sideline. Gamecocks show a trap. Hart stays away from it. Now feeds it in the corner to Lewis. Back out to Hart. Feeding the high post. Weeks goes to the basket. Shot blocked from behind by Stute, out of bounds. Southern Miss keeps it with 7 on the shot clock. Good help, good weak side help from Stute coming in from the backside to reject that shot. Only the second block shot of the game for Carolina. Baseline inbounds for the Golden Eagles. They bring it into the 7-footer Eze, and on the handoff back to Tavares, it is a foul committed by Sharavjamts trying to break that up, but that does not put Southern Miss in the bonus. It's only the 4th foul of the half on South Carolina, 2nd on Sharavjamts, but it does give them 20 on the shot clock. No inbound from underneath the hoop again. Tavares has it. Gamecocks go man-to-man. Clear out for Tavares, working against the Simeon. Drives to the hoop, gets the contact, scores it off the glass.
That's a huge basket for the Golden Eagles.
Had to know they'd go to their leading scorer, Tavares. He's got 18. Had him matched up one-on-one against the freshman of Simeon. Meechie for 3, top of the key, rattles another one in. 2 threes in a row for Meechie Johnson. Gamecocks back within 5, 67-62. 2 minutes left here at Colonial Life Arena. Again, they feed the high post in Weeks. He gives it out top to Tavares. He'll try a three. It's off the iron, no good. But an offensive rebound by the Eagles. Falling out of bounds, they save it in and keep possession. Now it's Weeks feeding Hart. Left corner three on the way. It's an air ball. Loose ball lost out of bounds. Who's it go to? It goes to Southern Miss. Last touch by Sharavjamts. Gamecocks have to be able to grab the rebound. My goodness, you got two air balls in that possession. They could not squeeze the basketball. Shot clock will be at 9. Lamont Paris, I think, is he going to call a timeout? Looks like they're looking at the monitor, looking at their iPad to see a replay to see if they want to challenge this call. I don't think they want to. Looks from up here like it was off of Sharavjamts. So there's 9 on the shot clock. Eagles inbound far side baseline. On the wing, it's Binet. Now to Tavares. He'll drive to the hoop. No one steps in to take a charge. Instead, they're guilty of a reach-out. And that gets him back to the line. Carolina, the half-court defense just not good enough right now. You've got to be able to guard your yard, as the old saying goes. Stay between your man and the basket, and no one willing to do it there against the hard-charging Tavares. Sharavjamts commits his third personal. Tavares back at the line. He has been excellent at the stripe this season. 3 of 4 tonight, and he sinks it up. Well, Isaac Tavares has been the go-to player in the early going this season. He came in averaging 22 a game. He's got 19 right now. One more for the native of the Dominican Republic. Lead is 6. He's trying to push it to 7 with 1:28 remaining. Second free throw, no good. As Simeon rebounds, and here come the Gamecocks. Meechie met at midcourt with a trap. Slows down, now gives it off to Sharavjamts. Mike is trapped. Back to Meechie. Meechie from deep.
Yeah.
Got it! That had to be 30 feet at least. And it's a three-point game with 1:10 left. 68-65. Meechie Johnson trying to single-handedly pull his team back into this one. One possession game. Carolina stays with the 1-3-1 defense. It's Tavares sending it over to Hart. Hart drives into traffic. Shoots it in traffic. No good. Eli Ellis rebounds. They got him to rush. 45 seconds left. Meechie into the front court. Tries another three. Got it! And we're tied. 68 apiece with 40 seconds remaining.
That's true grit, what we just saw. True grit.
Unbelievable. Meechie makes it a 68-all game, and Southern Miss will call timeout with 33.5 seconds left. Oh my, Meechie hitting 4 straight three-pointers. The last couple from another zip code, and we're knotted up at 68. If you left already and you're listening to us, shame on you, but Meechie Johnson might have the last laugh. Johnson now
28 points.
28, and folks, most of those have come late. That last one from straight away, he was closer to the block C than he was to the three-point arc. And Meechie Johnson trying to pull South Carolina out of what was an 11-point deficit with 3:50 remaining. Now you've got to get another stop. 22 on the shot clock, 33.5 on the game clock. This 1-3-1 zone has been effective. I got to imagine you're staying with it here.
I wouldn't change a thing. And parenthetically, Meechie with 7 threes just broke his own record of 6 previous.
Meechie Johnson with 28 points. He had 11 at halftime. And when the Gamecocks were at their lowest point, he found a way to pull them back out of it. And it has been pretty much the Meechie Johnson show since that deficit got to 11. Other than an Eli Ellis layup, Meechie's done it all. Let's see, out of the timeout, any lineup changes? I wouldn't imagine. Ellis will stay on, as will Simeon. So the two freshmen joining Meechie, Sharavjamts, and Stute. I believe the possession arrow points to the Gamecocks if there's a tie-up. Southern Miss still not in the bonus. Only 5 fouls called on South Carolina, so if you get in trouble, you hack somebody here. Make them try it again. Side court inbounds for Southern Miss. Out front it comes to Hart. He's going to give it to Tavares. The Gamecocks stay in the 1-3-1. Now they switch to man. Tavares drives to the rim. Nobody cut him off, and Tavares gets an uncontested layup. My goodness. Breakdown by the Gamecocks. They're down 2 with 20 seconds left. Meechie into the front court. Tavares will guard him. Johnson has been doing it all himself. He's guarded by a 7-footer now. Gives it off to Eli Ellis, and what happened? Gamecocks call a timeout with 10 seconds left. Coach Ferris didn't like the way that possession was shaping up. He wisely uses a timeout. And the real question is, what happened defensively at the other end? Hayden Asimian got confused, it looked like. The freshman, he was there, but he didn't commit to cutting off the driver. And boy, if it's Isaac Tavares with the ball in his hands, you've got to make somebody else beat you. Gamecocks didn't do it. Tavares went from out on the perimeter all the way to the 10. Nobody slowed him down.
We had a foul to give, too.
Hey, yeah, we talked about that before the possession. Had fouls to give. Instead, Tavares gives Southern Miss the lead back at 70-68. 10.1 seconds remaining. Everybody, both sides, out of timeouts now. And it's a full timeout. The Gamecocks have been standing throughout this timeout and now realize they can sit down and try and draw something up. Well, it's been the Meechie Johnson show, and he hasn't gotten a whole lot of help. You know Eli Ellis has enough courage and self-confidence that he can be an option to take this shot too. You've got to figure Southern Miss is going to try to force the ball out of Meechie Johnson's hands here.
Well, I certainly would. I'm sure they're drawing up a play defensively to try to keep it out of his hands.
Little surprised that looks like they're going to leave a Simeon on the court right now. I would think you'd want another shooter out there right now, because you shouldn't be playing defense anymore in this 11.4 seconds. It should be your ball to wrap it up. But they will stick with a Simeon. Gamecocks down to 11.4 seconds left. Stute will be the trigger man from side court. Meechie gets it in, guarded by Hart. Here we go, 8 seconds left. Meechie Johnson is bumped by Hart. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. With 5.4 seconds left, Hart tried to cut off Johnson, and they call the bump, and it'll be 2 free throws for Meechie Johnson to tie this game up. Boy, that was not much.
Well, he's been missing the clutch so far.
The free throw line has not been his friend so far this season. 2 huge ones for Johnson. Down by 2. First one up. Got it. 5.4 seconds left. As we said, neither team has any timeouts left. Meechie trying to tie it up. Kobe Knox was headed to the scorer's table. Then they pull him back. Now they'll send him there. Meechie's second free throw. Ties it up. He got them both.
30 points for the Meeks.
And Kobe Knox in for defense. He'll replace who? He'll replace a Simeon. So you get a better defender out there, and now Southern Miss will have the chance to win it. With 5.4 seconds left, we're tied at 70. And again, the Gamecocks have a foul to give. Will they use it to try and slow down the progress and force Southern Miss to do it with less than 5.4? They get it in, and they give it back to Tavares. The Gamecocks knock the ball free. Ball is loose. Meechie has it, and that'll do it. We're going to overtime. My goodness. Gamecocks were thinking a foul would help to stop Southern Miss, but they got the ball free. and knocked it loose, and at midcourt they nearly turned over Southern Miss. As it was, the Golden Eagles could not get a shot off, and the Gamecocks will get this one to overtime. They trailed by 11 with under 4 minutes remaining. Southern Miss had the last possession. They got it to the man they wanted, Tavares. He lost the dribble at midcourt. His teammate, the 7-footer, Eze, dove on it, and the ball got knocked free. Gamecocks picked it up, but by then the horn had sounded, and the Gamecocks have to be pleased to get another shot at this one in OT.
Well, you know, down 11, like you said, we come back. It's the Meechie Johnson show, and who knows who's going to win or lose this game, win overtime, but it did show us something the way we made this comeback. Okay?
Your senior leader, Meechie Johnson, pulls this team back into it. A 30-point performance for Meechie. That is his new career high. He had 29 2 years ago against Notre Dame. Now he's got 30, and folks, we're not done. He's not done. What a wild comeback. The Gamecocks up 16 early in this game, less than 10 minutes in. Then Meechie got his third foul. Gamecocks went ice cold down the stretch of the half. Were ice cold through most of this second half before coming to life in the final 3.5 minutes, basically, thanks largely to Meechie Johnson.
Well, this is what college basketball is all about. Games like this.
An overtime affair. And if you're wondering about foul trouble for either team, Gamecocks have no one with more than 3. Same for Southern Miss. So you should be, everybody's available at this point in time and shouldn't have to play it too conservatively. Gamecocks are going to get Hayden Simeon back on the floor. He played a lot down the stretch. He'll be in the center jump circle. You go back to a jump ball to begin overtime. Tegri Eze, the 7-footer, jumping it up, and Simeon wins the tip, but tips it in the direction where Southern Miss runs it down. And so the Golden Eagles have the basketball first. Gamecocks staying 1-3-1. That worked well for them down the stretch. Izzy Hart, near side wing, sends it out top to Tavares. Tavares works to the right wing, gives it in the high post, up and under, contact, shot, good, and a foul.
Oh.
I think that was Tyrick Weeks again, who caught it at the free throw line, used a ball fake to get a Simeon off his feet, and leaned into the freshman, got the contact and the hoop. And Tyrick Weeks now with a chance for a three-point play.
Another junior from the Bronx. Big three-point opportunity for him.
Tyrick Weeks, 19 points now.
I said the Bronx, he's from Brooklyn.
Weeks' free throw in the air and good. So a 20-point game for Tyrick Weeks to go with the 21 for Isaac Tavares. The 2 junior college transfers have been the key for Southern Miss tonight. And they grab the early lead in overtime at 73-70. Meechie trying the 3. This one comes up short, and the rebound comes out to Kurt Lewis, who was guarding the shooter.
A little too quick.
Now the Gamecocks need to stop here. You don't want to let Southern Miss get that much early momentum here in overtime with a 2-possession lead. Here's Hart, diving under the basket, lobs it way out top to Weeks again. Weeks from the right elbow, feeds it back to Hart. He'll shoot the jumper, and it spins out. Rebound loose. Southern Miss had it, now lost it. Eli Ellis picks it up, and then he's fouled. Boy, that mid-range jumper from the right baseline. Izzy Hart's been good there tonight. Gamecocks breathing a sigh of relief that he missed that one. And the foul, by the way, after Ellis picked up the loose ball, is committed by Isaac Tavares. So that is 4 fouls.
And 10 with a bonus. Double.
So 2 free throws for Eli. First one good. Ellis was the leading scorer in the first half with 13. That is point number 17 for him. Jahi Benet leaves the court for Southern Miss. Ellis gets both free throws. Gamecocks down 1 here, 73-72, a little over a minute gone by in overtime. Carolina staying 1-3-1. Weeks gives to Hart. Hart pull-up jumper. Right side off the iron, no good. Rebound tipped up. Won by the 7-footer for Southern Miss. They keep the possession alive. Near side three, up and missed. This time the Gamecocks grab the rebound. Trying to keep 7-foot, 270-pounder Tegra Eze off the offensive glass is a task. It's a team effort. And the Gamecocks find a way to take it away from the big fella the second time. Chance to take a lead here in overtime. Meechie Johnson left to the key. Works behind a ball screen. Shot clock at 7. Drives, spins, gets his man off his feet. Kicks in the corner. Sharavjamts for 3. No. Rebound belongs to Southern Miss.
Well, good clean look. Just didn't fall.
Under 3 minutes we go here in overtime. And a steal. Sharavjamts deflects it. Gets it back. Rolls to the rim. Shot up and good. And he's fouled. Active hands for Mongolian Mike. He creates the turnover, and at the other end, he's got an and one opportunity.
Chance to go up by 2. Big foul shot.
I thought for a moment they got Tavares for the foul, but it looks like they gave it to Izzy Hart instead. And that's his third. And now a big free throw for Mike Sharavjamts. Gamecocks with the lead in overtime and make it a 2-point lead.
Now we need a stop here.
17 for Mongolian Mike. Gamecocks lead at 75-73. Student section on its feet. Hart on the right wing. Feeds out top to Tavares. Tavares works the dribble. Bounces in the high post to Weeks. Mid-range jumper. No. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Southern Miss. A Simeon battling the 7-footer again, and Eze was the last to touch it. Carolina gets it back.
Some game, I guess.
Turned into a thriller here at the end. On the verge of looking like a very deflating loss for South Carolina. The Gamecocks aren't home free by any means, but they have fought back from a double-digit late deficit and have the lead in overtime. Eli Ellis with Meechie on the right side. Now Meechie drives left. Kicks in the corner. Stute for 3. Off the iron, no good, and the rebound belongs to Southern Miss. Weeks came out of there with it, and he'll race it up toward himself. Won't give the Gamecocks defense time to set up. Stute strips it free. It's off the leg of the shooter, but they're going to give it to Southern Miss. Boy, if South Carolina wanted to challenge that, they could. Stute stripped it from Weeks on his way up, and it looked like it went off Weeks' leg and out of bounds. But the Gamecocks are going to use the timeout. They're going to challenge it.
Yes.
Boy, the new rules of the game, you find yourself staring at an iPad on the bench trying to decide on that tiny little screen if you should challenge a play or not. And when you've only got one timeout in overtime, boy, it is risky to use it. But the Gamecocks look like they're going to. With 1:58 left, they thought that ball was off the leg of the shooter, Weeks, after Miles Stute reached in and knocked it free. We'll get a look at the replay here. Tell the angle we just looked at, but you can certainly understand why South Carolina is challenging it with a one-possession game and under 2 minutes left in overtime. Now, the problem is you're going to need to see an angle that overturns. It's so clear that it will convince the officials to overturn their existing call. And I don't know that the angles we're seeing right now from the TV broadcast are the angles that would help you be that convinced. But we'll see. Anyway you look at it, it's a Cool Care official review. We remind you that Cool Care Heating, Air, and Plumbing is who you should call to schedule your official preventive maintenance for the season. Cool Care is the most awarded HVAC and plumbing company in the Midlands. Call the best. Call Cool Care. Locally owned and operated for 25 years.
Well, the zone has really stifled the Golden Eagles. They're 0 for their last 5, a scoring drought of 2 minutes and 41 seconds.
Officials still at the monitor, still reviewing. There's no headset, so there's no one back at the so-called network control that's having input in this conversation. And I just don't know if the replay angles we're being shown, I'm hoping they're seeing a different angle than we are, because what TV has shown us so far has not been something that I felt all that great about in terms of being clear and convincing evidence that allows officials to say, we got it wrong, we're going to overturn that call. That's a big ask from what we've seen, the angles we've seen so far.
And sometimes you never can tell. What looks to you to be one thing is called the other way.
Yeah, that's also a very good point. But there are three guys down there, and they're all giving input on a huge call here in overtime. Here we go. Bill Howard about to tell us, I think, what the decision is. Well, he was leaning into the microphone. Now the three officials have gone back into the consultation mode. They've stepped away from the monitor. Now they're just huddled up and talking about things.
Well, they know how important this decision is.
It is huge. If the Gamecocks are validated with the decision to challenge, they'll have possession of the ball with a 2-point lead and 1:58 left in overtime. And they'll keep their timeout. If they are not, then Southern Miss has it, and Gamecocks are out of timeouts. Here we go.
After review, the call stands. The challenge is unsuccessful.
So the call stands. The Gamecocks lose their last timeout, and Southern Miss will have 20 on the shot clock and 1:58. Now, I'm not sure. How would it get to 20? It's almost like a reset, but either way, that's what they've got. And it'll be a side court inbounds on the far side of the court. Tavares to trigger it in. Gamecocks off of the side court inbounds, going back to a man-to-man. And now they'll switch back to the zone, and Tavares has it, and he'll drive left. Great Euro step, gets between two defenders, and slices to the rim to score it.
That was an amazing shot.
Big-time basket from Isaac Tavares to tie us up at 75. Tavares with 23. Here's Meechie going to work. Throws the lob. It goes through the hands of Sharavjamts. Simeon picks it up. Gamecocks keep the possession. Now it's Sharavjamts on the perimeter, right wing. Shot clock at 7. Hands it back to Meechie. Meechie will drive again to the rim. Gets to the hole, can't finish. Southern Miss rebounds, and they fall out of bounds, but we're going to get a foul called on the Gamecocks. Will Howard says South Carolina pushed the Southern Miss player out of bounds, and they'll call that on Hayden Simeon.
7-5.
So a 1 bonus coming for Southern Miss, a chance to retake the lead. And they're showing the replay now on the video board. Crowd didn't like the call. Doesn't matter. Now we'll get a look at it here. No, that wasn't enough contact. That's a bad call, especially from an official who was out near mid-court. That's a tough whistle against Hayden Simeon. 1 bonus for Southern Miss's leader. Boy, they couldn't ask for a better situation. They get Tavares at the line. He is 4 of 6 tonight. He is 13 of 16 on the season. First shot up. No, he missed it. Ball don't lie. Bad call. Gamecocks get away. And Tavares sees the rebound grab by Sharavjamts, and South Carolina back with the ball, and again trying to take the lead, but we get a bump. Is that a foul? It is. Meechie tried to split two defenders and got into the paint, lost the handle momentarily, almost turned it over, instead gets bailed out with a whistle himself.
Well, tit for tat, maybe, I don't know, but huge foul shots coming in for Meechie Johnson.
Tyler Weeks, the guilty party, collects his third personal. 2 more free throws for Meechie. And he sinks the first. Meechie with a new career high, had 30 in regulation. He's got 31 now. One more to push this lead back to 2 with 1:11 left in overtime. This one rattles out. Rebound fought for. Stute chases in the corner but can't regain control when it's out of bounds. Southern Miss brings Felipe Patino back on the court and replaces Ize. So they're going to go without a big man, and they're going to just try and get more shooters on the court against this zone. South Carolina's got to recognize Pitino back there is a shooter. He has already planted his feet in the corner. He's practically begging for the ball. They haven't even gotten it across midcourt. Here they come. Gamecocks up by one, I should say. Southern Miss with the basketball. Izzy Hart works his way into the mid-range. Jumper no good. Eli Ellis has the rebound. Gamecocks again with a stop. This 1-3-1 zone has been a godsend for Lamont Paris. Southern Miss had all the momentum late in the regulation, but the zone slowed them to a crawl. 35 seconds left. Gamecocks with a 1-point lead in the ball. 15 on the shot clock. It's Meechie's ball to work with. He'll drive, he'll kick. Stute for three, left corner. Bingo! First points since the first half, and now the Gamecocks commit a foul in the backcourt. Oh, exactly what you didn't want to do. With 27 seconds left, the freshman Eli Ellis got too aggressive. You had a two-possession game, 79-75 after the Stute three, but now the clock stops, and you get back to the free throw line. Izzy Hart. Ellis with the freshman mistake there. You wanted that clock to continue running at all costs. Make Southern Miss score in the half court. Don't give them points. Hart has been huge off the bench tonight with 15 points. His one and bonus. He missed it. Rebound to Meechie Johnson. South Carolina with a 4-point lead. Now Southern Miss has to foul, and they do. 21.9 seconds left. Two pivotal misses from a team that has been outstanding at the free throw line in the early going this season, and two very reliable shooters in Tavares and Hart. Each missed the front end of a one and bonus.
Now Meechie, it's the two shots. I mean, in the double bonus. So one would be good, two would be great.
Meechie trying to add on to his career high, and he does. He sinks another. Give him 32, and that's another made free throw for the Gamecocks, and another 100 meals to a local college food pantry or food bank thanks to Food Lion Feeds. One more for Meech to make it a 6-point game. Got it. 81-75, 22 seconds left. Gamecocks just right now need to not foul. Make Southern Miss work for their points, but do not foul. Drive to the hoop and a foul. Sharavjamts couldn't hear me, I guess. Good ball fake there by Izzy Hart to get Mike off his feet. And Sharavjamts falls into the shooter. And with 16.3 seconds left, back to the line go the Golden Eagles and Izzy Hart, who just missed the front end of a one and bonus.
This has been some game, I tell you that. The comeback. And it's not over yet, but the comeback has been special.
A native of Midwest City, Oklahoma, Izzy Hart shooting two. First free throw is good.
16.3 seconds to go.
Southern Miss going to put their defensive unit in there. You're getting guys we haven't seen in a long while. Dylan Brumfield, Jahi Benet, and for the first time tonight, Brewer Caruth checks in. They're going to go for a quick steal, and if they can't get it, a quick foul with 16 seconds left. Second shot for Hart. Good. He got them both. It is 81-77, 4-point game, full court press for Southern Miss. Eli Ellis will be the trigger man. Gets it into Meechie quickly. Meechie double team, lost the ball out of bounds. Just flat, lost the ball out of bounds, and it'll be Southern Miss's basketball. 14 seconds left. Meechie he was in a trap on the baseline, but just fell out of his hands. Like you said, it's not over yet, not by a long shot. Southern Miss now goes back to offense for defense as they'll run Pitino and Weeks back in there. Down 4 with 14 seconds left. Inbound from underneath the basket. They get it in the hands of Hart. Drives into the paint. Step back, jumper, no. Stick back, good for Tavares, and timeout is called. 2-point game with 7 seconds left.
We just got to get the ball in and hit a foul.
Gamecocks with a couple of fouls here in overtime that allowed the clock to stop and Southern Miss to score while the clock wasn't running. When you get this late, you think about what a few more seconds might mean to you with 7 seconds left. That's the last timeout for Southern Miss. Gamecocks don't have one. So the key here, you've got to get this ball inbounded cleanly and force them to foul. Let's quickly pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Gamecock basketball from Learfield. Casey Manning and engineer producer Dan Stewart. I'm Derek Scott at Colonial Life Arena. South Carolina Gamecocks against Southern Miss Golden Eagles. Two teams who haven't played since 1991. They had some thrillers back in the Metro Conference days. We got a thriller tonight. Overtime. 7 seconds left. Gamecocks ahead 81-79. Carolina will be inbounding against full court man-to-man pressure. The last time they did this a moment ago, Southern Miss forced a turnover. Gamecocks will get Kobe Knox on the floor now. He'll replace Simeon. Kobe will be the inbounder. He's the trigger man. A more veteran presence to do that role right now. Knox gets it. He can run the baseline, gets it into the freshman Ellis. Ellis double teamed and fouled. 4.8 seconds left. And the freshman now, Johnny on the spot to shoot 2 free throws.
And he's 5 for 6 on the night. He's done a little bit of everything every game he's played in, these 2 games so far.
Eli Ellis Layup, North Carolina.
1 is big, 2 would be huge. The first from Ellis.
Good.
There's big. Now let's see what we can do about huge and possibly putting this thing away. The freshman from Hickory, North Carolina, trying to lock down an overtime win. It's up, it's good. Ice water in the veins of Eli Ellis. He sinks a pair. It's 4. The lead is 4. 83-79. 4.8 seconds left. Gamecocks will back up to midcourt. Southern Miss fires it up to Izzy Hart. He'll drive it up to the three-point line, let the shot go. That's no good. And you can put Spurs on this one. In overtime, South Carolina pulls one out of the fire. Down 11 with less than 4 minutes left in regulation. The Gamecocks come back and win it in OT, 83-79.
A sensational comeback, and that's an understatement almost, what Meechie Johnson did. And for the freshman, Ellis, to go to the line and knock down 2 to seal the deal, 2 free throws, it makes this game simply amazing and a wonderful game to watch and to win.
A career-high 33 points for Meechie Johnson leads the Gamecocks to an 83-79 overtime win. The Carolina Ford Dealers Locker Room Report is next after this from the Columbia Metropolitan Airport.